One of the biggest complaints about linen is the wrinkles. And while that might be the casual charm of linen, it might be translating to you as sloppy or too casual or just not put together enough. If you fall into that camp, let me know down in the comments. I want to know. So if you do fall into that camp, one thing you can do is look for a linen blend. And particularly in a pant, you might also want to choose something that's more of a trouser style, like the ones I'm sharing here. These are from Old Navy. But you're going to get the same look and feel of linen, but not quite as light and airy as linen would be, but they're gonna wrinkle less than the 100% linen will. And it gives you a more kind of put together, more polished kind of look that you may be looking for that you're not getting with some of the drawstring elastic waist pants that you might find. As I mentioned, these are from Old Navy. They come in 4 different colors, regular, petite, and tall. And one thing I wanted to note here, on the website, the Petite Inseam states that it's 29 inches. And so I got them, I was like, these are not 29 inches. I actually measured them. They're 27 inches. So for me, I can wear these with a very small heel like I have on in this try on. And by the way, I'm 5 feet tall. I have a 25-inch inseam if you're new here. So for me, these work really well with either a small heel or a block heel, or maybe just a platform type of sandal. But I think these look great, and it's a great alternative if you want the same look and feel as linen, but just in a more maybe sophisticated way. The next mistake you might be making, especially if you are not loving your linen tops, or if you look in the mirror and you think, God, this just does not look right or as polished as I want to. Perhaps you are working with a short sleeve linen blouse versus a long sleeve, and I want to show you what I mean. So in the first example, I have on a short sleeve linen shirt, very plain, very kind of generic looking, a little Miami Vice vibe-ish, I guess, if that's a thing. But if you compare this to the look in example 2, I just switched it out for a long sleeve linen shirt, rolled up the sleeves, tucked it in, added a belt. It looks like a completely different outfit. Well, and it is, but it gives you that more modern, a more sophisticated look. It looks more put together. And to me, it's just a little more feminine and definitely less boring than the short sleeve shirt. And that is a simple switch to make. So if this is you, or you're just not quite getting into the short sleeve linen shirts, give this a try. I think you'll be surprised. Okay, moving on to the next tip. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button. I really appreciate it. So the next mistake you might be making is too much linen in your outfit. So instead of doing linen pants or linen shorts in a matching linen top, try to only use one linen piece in your outfit. So in the first example that I'm sharing with you, I have a linen pants and a linen top. These are both from Quince, and I just put them together, and they're meant to go together. But if you want a more interesting look, something a little more polished and put together, switch out the shirt. Try limiting to either linen pants and a cotton top, or an open stitch sweater with your linen pants, or vice versa. Maybe have a linen top and some crepe or poplin shorts or pants. Try mixing it up. It creates less of a sterile, like the all white linen top and bottom. It's just kind of a sterile, kind of boring look. Little Magnum PI. And I've seen this a lot, especially with these Quince items, which I love Quince. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying you can use those pieces in more interesting ways other than creating kind of that matchy set. And it makes the biggest difference, as you can see in the second examples where I'm showing it with just a cable knit short sleeve sweater or an open stitch cardigan. There's so many other things that you can wear with the linen pants on there by themselves to make it more interesting and maybe live more up to your expectations. Another mistake you might be making if you're not loving your linen outfit is you might be picking the wrong shoes. So in that first look, you can tell with that heavy, closed-toed leather shoe, it really weighs down the outfit. It just drags it down and doesn't, you can tell something is really off with the balance of this outfit. I took a sandal in that same tone of the cognac, but it's more of an open, airy sandal and paired with this outfit instead. And so you can use that same color, but it's just the style of shoe that makes a big difference. So I think especially if you've got linen on the bottom half, either in a skirt or a pant, definitely choose a light sandal, some sort of really breathable sandal. It's going to look so much better and really elevate your outfit. Another way you can incorporate linen into some of your outfits is using it as a third layer, as a jacket or a lightweight third layer added to your outfit. And this is great for me because I'm someone who carries some kind of lightweight jacket or third layer with me all summer long because I can't stand the air conditioning. It's 30 below inside the restaurant and then it's 130 outside. So I always carry a third layer, and this is a great way to add that casual summer piece to your outfit, but it looks fantastic over dresses, as you'll see here, over trousers, shorts. It works really with any outfit that you have. So this is a great way if you kind of want to experiment with linen but don't really know how to do it. This is a great place to start. And this leads me into my next tip, which is really experimenting with pops of color in your linen. There's so many gorgeous linen tops and linen layers that you can choose from. So why not choose something with a pop of color? It adds a vibrant, little spark to your outfit. Like I showed with some earlier examples, like the purple linen top over the black dress. You can wear it with, pair it with pants, shorts. I mean, you name it. But there's so many great colors and summer colors that you can incorporate just to add that pop of color in an otherwise maybe neutral or just kind of plain outfit. Another option I forgot to mention here is cotton gauze instead of linen. Gauze has a looser weave construction that contributes to less wrinkling, but both are extremely breathable and absorbent. Gauze is both softer and a smoother fabric than linen. However, linen does soften over time. Another difference is gauze has a loose open weave that is more flexible and it can stretch significantly more, making this maybe a more comfortable option for some. So I've done lots of videos styling different linen pieces. So if you want more ideas on styling linen or how to put together an outfit with linen, check out this video here or this one here. I'll leave them linked below as well. And also, let me know what your tips are for styling linen. It will help probably everybody here, and I think it's always fun to get other people's opinion on what works for them, especially when styling linen and maybe you don't really know how to kind of incorporate it into what you already have in your closet. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you being here. Love hearing from you. So I hope to see you in the next video and have a wonderful week.